Hello, and welcome to this installment of Corrigo's Introduction to Arby's Work Order Network. In this video, we will take a quick tour of the intuitive vendor portal that integrates into Arby's Work Order Network. This vendor portal was developed by Corrigo in conjunction with Arby's Building Development Department based on Corrigo's extensive experience in the quick-serve industry with companies like Jack in the Box, Wendy's, El Pollo Loco, Church's, and more. Vendors receive, process, and bill for millions of work orders through this portal every quarter. When a restaurant needs work done, a vendor receives a work order, often notified via email. They can simply respond "Accept" in the email, or they can log into this simple and easy-to-use interface and click on the work order. They will see all the details they need to do a good job, including the problem, the equipment or asset, the priority and expected due by time frame, the not-to-exceed associated with this service, and additional information entered when the service request was created. Based on the information, the vendor decides to accept the work, in doing so, auto-notifying Arby's they are on the issue. This will appear on the Service Request Center to update the restaurant manager. The vendor can print out the work order and go ahead and perform the work. A common scenario is that the vendor goes out to the restaurant and finds the job is more complex than originally thought and will cost more to fix than the not-to-exceed level. In the vendor portal, there is a quick and easy way to request an NTE increase using the built-in quote capabilities. The vendor can go ahead and select quote, type in the new estimated amount, describe their quote, and even attach documents or pictures to substantiate their quote. Having filled this out, they click Submit. The Work Order Network looks at the location and amount and queues it up for the appropriate Arby's resource to review on either the web or mobile. Once approved, the vendor receives a notice and can see the change in the system. Until approved, no invoice above the original amount would have been accepted. Another scenario seen often is the vendors on the Work Order Network sending messages through the system. The system is designed so that all communication between Arby's and Arby's service providers is documented here in this section and also appears on the Service Request Center for operations to access. In addition to sending text messages, vendors can add electronic attachments like pictures or documents to a work order. These will also appear in the Service Request Center for review. Finally, on this road to completing the work, we want to highlight how the vendor can go up here and change their scheduled arrival time so you know when they will be in the restaurant. Once the work is complete, the vendor fills in completion notes and hits OK to complete the work order, which notifies the system. At this point, the vendor would submit their invoice electronically by coming down to the invoice section, clicking Edit, typing their invoice number, and then adding their various charges. In the Work Order Network, Arby's can set up contracted price lists for the vendor they must adhere to in creating the invoice. Well, go ahead and fill in a couple of hours of labor here and submit this invoice. Once submitted, the invoice will route through the Work Order Network to the appropriate Arby's operations staff to review and approve. Then it will exit the Work Order Network into Arby's Accounts Payable Group. The vendor portal in Arby's Work Order Network is a simple and easy way for them to acknowledge work, manage exceptions, keep Arby's operations up to date, and submit their invoices in compliance with Arby's processes. With the vendor portal, Arby's service providers demonstrate the value they deliver as an Arby's partner. Thank you for your time today, reviewing some of the toolkit available to support operations in Arby's Work Order Network, powered by Corrigo. Please take the time to view the other videos profiling other powerful aspects of Arby's Work Order Network.